Once again, how you doing? How you doing? You know I'm back with you. I'm back at you. It's another beautiful, beautiful day in the city. And of course, we in the city of Virginia Beach, broadcasting live to you over the airwaves of WVDM on Facebook. So how's everybody doing? I want you to go ahead and hit that share button, invite a few friends, few of your co-hosts over, and let them know that we are live and we're going to have a special guest coming through in just a few minutes. I'm just setting up everything so that we can invite some people over to the page. How's everybody doing today? You know, hope that you can stop by for a brief moment or two. If not, then share it with some of your friends, next door neighbors, and we'll be able to continue this once we get everybody locked into the show. Of course, you know, we got a bit coming up on Friday, and just want people to be aware of this occasion. And I got the one of the persons that's about, putting this event on for Friday, and he's going to be coming on the phone line today because he's just leaving the studio to talk about this event on television, and you probably can catch that later on. Blessings. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you real good. You know, as long as you can hear me, we in the ball game.
Absolutely.
You know, I was just giving you an introduction, letting people be aware that you're on the road, just leaving the studio by being on TV to help promote this event for Friday over at Venue 757. And we got on the line right now the one and only, they call himself the master of ceremony. I'm not going to say he's a minister, but, you know, he would have to say that. But William T. STARZZ is a recording artist. He's a producer, a director. I mean, he got so many hats. I tried to get one of them, and he wouldn't let me one.
Amen. Big blessings. What's going on?
Hey, you, bro. You know, I got to keep up with you. As they say, my arms are too short to box with you. You know.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Keeping it pushing, man. A lot of great things going on, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just want to bring you on so you can tell the community, let the people know, you know, all the work behind the scene that you're doing, you and Serena Mann and a host of others. But like you said, you got a lot of big things going on. This Friday is the countdown. We counting down from Tuesday to Friday. So let the people be aware of what's going on. If there's still tickets available, you know, how can they help support? Because this is a benefit for the back to school, the big back to school event. So
yes, sir. Absolutely. So this Friday, man, we got the Legends and Leaders benefit concert featuring the legendary Foursome D's. You know, the Foursome D's, old school, tender love. Love is a house. Just, you know, legendary artists will be in the building. Along with local legendary artists, myself, William T. STARZZ will be in the building. Hope Cherie will be in the building. One in the four, Raspy Soul, Natural Blend, be in the building, and also we got a artist named B&A Allen that's coming through with the New Jack Swing. And then on top of that, man, you know, we got a list of leaders, community leaders that's going to be presenting at this event as well. Of course, my bro CAPTAIN85 going to be in the building, but, you know, the whole purpose of the Legends and Leaders benefit concert is to bridge the gap in generations of music and community, to let people know that, you know, we've been out here doing great things, and now we want to be able to do great things right here in our communities and help the folks that are right underneath us. And God has opened up opportunities and potential through the music and things like that. So I'm using that to leverage our communities and bring in community leaders, not just from one city, but from across the state and some across nationally, to let people know that we are together, we are unified, and we are working for the common goal, and we got legacies and legends being made, and we got leaders that are in position that's bringing up new leaders.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's the whole key point about anything. You know, even in scripture said, divided we stand. You know, we perish because we won't come together. See, the enemy knows that. The enemy knows that if I can get one hating the other, then our job is more easier. So when we come together, because like you're telling people, if we start spending money, they give money to the rich. The rich don't spend money because they got everything they need.
They get everything for free.
Right.
They get everything endorsed and sponsored to them. And
right. So if our community came together and said, oh, well, we ain't gonna shop on Friday. That's what the march was with the civil rights movement in the first place. They said, well, we ain't gonna do this. So they had to buckle because we're the ones spending the money.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's the purpose of, you know, bringing you on the show, letting people know that it's not a one-man operation. This is unified throughout the 757, and you know, with you coming and connecting with Serena Man, and you know, putting this thing so that everybody plays a major part. It's not one person's glory. The God gets the glory. That's just bottom line. Because in order for us to work together, he got to be in the middle. Because if he ain't, we wouldn't be here Friday. Be like, where the group's at? What? We'd be like, where their group's at? You know, what happened? You know.
Absolutely.
And to organize something of this magnitude, people thinking that it's always easy. They think when they go to a club, they see the doors open, the lights and the music is popping, and everything is, the fried chicken is in the grills, and you know, I'm sitting back and I'm gonna lean back and get my cognac or Hennessy, and I'm chilling. But it takes a lot of effort. And that's why I wanted to bring you on. I applaud you for, you know, all that you're doing and all that Serena Man is doing for the city of Portsmouth, and you know, and not just for the Portsmouth, but she's bringing people from other cities in to be a part of this great activity.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And tickets are still available. You know, general admission tickets is $30. And a portion of the proceeds goes back to support the 4F biggest back to school event, which is going to be that following day, that August 9th, that Saturday.
Right.
And, you know, we have about 500 students across the Hampton Roads area that has registered for the event. So we're definitely still, you know, welcoming sponsors. Welcoming resources, community resources, different, you know, things that to help us fill this need for these students, all the way up from kindergarten to college. So, you know, the initiative for people to be able to give a little and receive a lot is there.
Right.
So, you know, we're just trying to create the opportunities, man, and put what God is doing on the forefront and give people a place where they can help.
Yeah. And that's the key to anything and everything, is when, you know, what the Bible said, where there are two or more in my name, that's where I shall be also.
Amen.
You know, so I don't like quoting scriptures, but you know, every now and then you have to pop one out there to let people
speak the truth every now and again.
Yeah, because people always look at, see, in our community, it's always who they think they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we are people that care about our community. We are people that care about our future generation, our young people.
Absolutely.
Somebody got to do the work. Well, you think it's just gonna roll? It's just gonna, you know, gun violence is gonna stop. Gun violence can only stop when young people believe that you really care about them.
Right.
When people know that you really care about them and you're not just doing it for show, they rise to the occasion. That's what I know. I mean, ever since I've been doing things in the community and working with different people, and like I said, I just met you what, a week ago?
We're about we pushing about a month now.
Yeah, about a month. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's like You know, it's like I've been knowing you, you know, because I listen to your music and I play your music. So, you know, so I listen to words. I listen to words and frequencies, and when people are singing and when they're talking, and that's why, you know, I don't like people like, you know, hang out. I don't need to. I mean, I can learn what I can learn from just by listening to you, what's in your heart, because you can't hide it. See, a frequency is something that you can't hide. But once you learn to tap into a frequency of spirituality, you begin to know who that person is. And that's why in scripture it also say, you know, you can say, flee, you know, tell the enemy, flee away from me. Stay, you know, get behind me, Satan, or, you know, the enemy, or whatever you want to call it, you know, because I socialize with people that are trying to do positive things, you know, and this is why I keep bringing y'all on the show. You're like, I wish you stopped calling me. I got other work to do.
Nah, man, listen, I enjoy it, man. The conversation is always pouring out, pouring in, man. You know, you're a very powerful man of God, and you know, your influence is heavy, man. I'm grateful for you extending your hand, you know, for me to be able to talk to your audience and let the people know, you know, what's going on. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, absolutely. You know, it's like I said, it's always important to bring people to the forefront. Like, you know, that's why I started. I've been doing talk shows, and some of them got me in a lot of major trouble, you know, with the federal government, but I did it anyway. You know, it was too late. I didn't know. Nobody didn't tell me I couldn't do that. Nobody tell me I could talk to the conquerors.
Right. Facts. That part.
Yeah, 50 on a 50,000 water all over the world, and then 3 or 4 months later, the Internal Revenue came and looking for me. I paid a heavy price, $50,000 or $100,000 fine. But you know, but like I keep telling people, you learn as you go. You learn as you go. You're just trying to bring information to the community, so that they can be uplifted and say, hey, I got an idea for something. Hey, let me get these kids over here. Let's do this over here. Because that's how I raise my kids. I got 7 kids. I mean, I lost one last year. My daughter, she was 40 something, you know, she's still young. But the thing is, she had 7 kids. They all but one is grown. And they all she raised, you know, 6 boys, and they all, you know, professionals. One is now singing. He's down in the ATL, you know, working on his music career. And her other son, he's in the corporate world and got his own business. You know, he's killing it. But like, you know, he would have been an NFL superstar. But what happened is he got tackled one time and he was unconscious for 2 or 3 days. So the doctor said he could not play no more. He ran like 40 or 50-yard touchdown, you know, but, you know, in one incident. But nevertheless, it's not, you know, I'm just trying to show this, let people understand is when you talk and pour into young people, they will come back and show you, hey, I did it. I did it, and I'm still doing it. And now I'm opening up doors. They're opening up doors for other people.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's what is important about this event. And then, you know, you got over 500 people that you're going to be giving back to school from different areas in 757. And that event is going to be held where on Saturday?
That event is going to be at, let me get that address for you. I don't want to steer nobody wrong.
Well, you know,
all right. That event is going to be at, get your address right. It is going to be at 900 Elm Avenue, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23704, the Neighborhood Facility Rec Center.
Right. You know, that's right down the street from where I used to live at when I was a teenager. I'm from Prentice Park. Well, Prentice Park, and used to stay on Effingham Street, Chestnut Street. Those are the 3 locations. But Elm Avenue is where I went to school at, you know, and stuff. And I did an event over there at the Elm Avenue factory. At that location, I had paid a lady to go over there and do a CAPTAIN 85 program back in the 90s, and you know, but yeah, and stuff, and I did make an appearance over there at that time as Captain 85. I just ain't ran across the footage yet. I got to find it. But those kids are now grown. They probably got their own kids. But this is the purpose, you know, of coming back, keep coming back to the community. Absolutely. And making sure that they're, you know, because kids feel like they're forgotten.
Right.
If they feel like they're forgotten, I tell you right now, it is very hard to get their attention. And, you know, when I talk to delegates or senators or congressmen, they're like, man, don't you know the third grade is the pipeline to prison? You know, that's the part. If they do not pass the third grade, they are earmarked to go to prison. Oh, wow. A lot of people don't tell them, you know, but because I deal with politicians, Bobby Scott's the one that told me, Senator Bobby Scott. You know, he said, man, don't you know? He like when he said it, like I thought I committed a crime because I didn't know. He said, man, don't you know the third grade, if they don't pass the third grade, they go into prison? And then about 4 or 5 years later, I said, wait a minute. That's why they put me in a special education class. So that I want to stop going to school. At one time, Portsmouth, about several years ago, I can't remember because I go to Fourth Baptist Church, and my pastor even mentioned it in the pulpit. He said the dropout in Portsmouth, Virginia, for kids going to school was like out of the third and fourth grade, they was dropping out at a 40 to 45% rate. They weren't going to school. So when you see that, when kids don't feel loved or needed, they just give up.
Yeah, and I can see that. And that's why, you know, we are doing a lot for the community, you know, a lot of events and different ways to pour back out into the community and the youth. And also, you know, if we strengthen the families, then we strengthen the kids.
Right.
So, you know, and that's been a lot of what I do as far as being able to create opportunities, you know, through you know, entertainment and different events and things like that. Because if we can create opportunities that brings wealth into the homes,
right,
then we'll have a better foundation. And I used to say this a lot, Captain 85. I used to say, man, a lot of people associate God with their bank accounts.
Right.
Like they'll feel forsaken if their bank account is low, and they'll feel highly blessed and favored if their bank account is high. But what God has been allowing me to build in this season is against all odds, against all circumstances, greatness.
Right.
So even when, you know, when the circumstances or the situation look like you can't do it or you're not even supposed to be able to do it, God has already done it. And when you set out, just like this Legends and Leaders benefit concert, this joker so big, Captain 85, you know how monstrous this thing is.
Right.
Something like this takes an enormous budget. But because we have partnerships, because we have fellowship, because we have friendships, because we have relationships,
right,
we're able to, you know what I'm saying, work with each other, network with each other to create an opportunity to give us all potential to grow. So that's what it is. You know, it ain't good enough no more for one person to just be out front running the pack and everybody. Nah, that ain't the kind of kingdom that God is building.
Right.
Because we have to have a resounding sound in this time to reach people who can't hear.
Right.
So you ever heard something that was so distant in the background? You're like, y'all know I heard something. But and then, you know, as you continue to hear it get closer, or you're getting closer to it and the sound grows.
Right.
It is not that the sound was lower. You was just too far away to hear it.
Right.
So, but as you get closer to the sound, it becomes louder, and then you're able to identify what is making that sound.
Right.
Well, God is calling many of us to unite so that when people get close enough to us, we're making a larger sound. We're drawing it out as people coming towards us and they're starting to hear and see what we're doing. We're pointing them to the light.
Right.
So eventually, by them hearing the sound, they're going to be drawn into what we're saying. Well, what we're saying is God can do this.
Yeah.
That's the sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God is able. Look at what he's doing. If he did it for me, he done it for you.
Right.
He's still in charge. He's still working. Look at what we're up against, but look at who God is and what he has had men and women throughout history up against, that they've become overcomers.
Right.
So we're in the seat right now for whoever we are in charge with being responsible for, and we are being called to be that beacon of hope for those people.
Yeah.
So, and I tell people all the time, I say there's a lot of tables. God has a lot of people at different tables all around the world, but this is the table we sitting at.
Right.
This is the table we eating at. So everything that, is provided for us has to come off of this table.
Yeah.
If we not going to be at the table to receive it, then how is it going to be distributed?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to be at the table. And if they ain't trying to give us the table, then we got to build our own table.
Hello.
I tell people all the time, because I ain't pulling up with no chair. I'm pulling up with a table, because what we talking about?
Right.
The chair's in the car. I'm trying to see where I'm going to put the table at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's a different level of building when you're not just trying to, make something happen, but you're trying to create opportunities that are generational, man. And that's what we're doing. And that's why it's so big, and it's touching so many lives, and so many people are being blessed through the opportunity, including me and everybody that's attached to it, man.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking to continue to grow, continue to do what God has put in my belly and vision,
Right.
And just keep building and toiling, and just keep receiving the increase of God, man, and knowing that the mission is bigger, the purpose is bigger. So you have to be bigger to be able to facilitate that increase, or to be able to receive that increase. You have to be bigger in your faith. You have to be more sound in your wisdom. You have to seek him even more. You know what I'm saying? Because what he's giving you is past your capacity. It's outside of your limits. That's why you have the enemy there's in your ear saying, nah, you can't do this, because it looks like you can't do it.
Right.
But when you have victory in Christ Jesus and you already know that it's done, you're just walking out what God has already laid out for you in the heavenly realm. You got to have the faith to know that you're on the right path.
Right. Don't be distracted.
Don't be distracted. Absolutely.
Because when God already put you on the trail to do it, he says, I stand knocking at the door. If any man hears it, open the door and let me in. But right, but if you don't, shake the dust from your feet and get to moving. Why? Because God is he controls everything, but he put everybody in a position. The enemy is there. See, you have to understand is the enemy know who God is. God knows who the enemy is, but the balance is the human race.
Yeah,
that's the deterrent. That's the factor. When people are, we got to have a war and kill people. Why? God created everything. You see, why do he need for you to kill people? He don't need for you to kill them. All you got to do is blink. Everything is gone. It's dead. But the enemy wants to be God. See, the thing is, all you got to do is look at any person that wants to be in power. It's all about them. It's always, it's me. It's me. Oh, it's you. Okay, where's you? Well, you don't need me. I'm going home then. And I tell people like this, most of my life, I've always solely, even if I get a job, I work by myself. But I mean, like, you can't work by yourself. Y'all got to work together. Okay. Yeah. But then when I work with those people, I wind up working by myself because they don't like the way I work. Like, man, slow down. You working like a slave. A slave. I don't know how a slave work. I know how I work.
I know what work ethic is. I don't know what a slave is, but I know what a good work ethic is.
Yeah, I used to get in arguments with the people when I was working at Colonial Store. There was a union job. Guy said, "Yo, man, slow your roll, bro. Slow your roll. This is a union job, man. We got 12 hours to work, and you walking around here, like, man, slow down." I like to tell people, when I learn something, I learn how to do everything by myself, because I can eliminate the weakness and the responsibility of people doing it. Because like I used to tell people, I had a staff of 20 some or more people that worked under my authority. And I would clean the bathrooms myself. I said, no, I got them. Y'all go ahead on home. I'll get them. I clean them. And, you know, people drinking, you know, they vomit and all this crazy stuff they do. And I mean, like, I'd rather do it myself because I know I'm going to have to fire somebody. I know I'm going to have to fire somebody. But then they would come back and say, Cap, you the man. You don't need to be, you know, customers come in like, yo, bro, why you walking around in the club looking like you homeless, man? I mean, you the man. You go and get your suit on, man. Get your dress on. Come on. I said, well, no, I'll do that when I make sure everything is straight for the customer, because the customer is the key to the business. Anything you do, you're talking to a group of people. You have to appreciate them before you can get them to appreciate you. And once you get them to appreciate you, there is nothing in the world they won't do for you. Amen. And that's why, you know, when like I said, I study everybody, you know, before I even meet them. I'm going to, the internet is there. Well, okay, he did that. He does that. Okay. Well, I can work with that. Why? Because it's not about me. You already got the movement. You already got, I listen to your music. See, it's in your music, you know. So when I listen to people's music, I don't play music because it's popular. I play music because it's a message in the music. And if the frequency is right, it's already, it tells me what to see. When I listen to what your instruments, then I listen to some of the words that you were saying. I don't have to know the song. I just listen to them. It tells my spirit, this is what I say behind that. That's why when I go in a club and I'm DJing, people say like, well, how you do that? Well, how you able to control the audience? Because it's spiritual. If you understand that everybody just wants to be happy, if everybody wants to be loved, you can give them what they want. That's why I put all the videos up at the club now. All the people in the club, black or white, you look at them, they're happy. Absolutely. And this is the same thing with this event. You know, when the Bible says when everybody's on one accord, everybody got to be on one accord. You can't be hating. You talk about you doing something for the kids. You're doing something for the community. Hey, man, I got to do this. I got to shine out. Bruh, it's a blessing to be a part of it. You know, that's why I appreciate, you know, Serena and you, you know, when you come on the show, you don't need me. You already got everything, and everything is lined up. But the factor is you're bringing a community that people may have forgotten about. Yes, sir. People that people haven't seen. I haven't been to Portugal in about 45 years. I started in Portugal, but once I moved to Norfolk, I was still in Portugal. But once I started playing in Norfolk, you know, I was playing 7 nights a week. I didn't have a night off. But I could try to explain to people because I wanted people to be happy. The first time I experienced when I started at the main event, these guys got to fighting, and I'm like, whoa, you know. So I'm breaking them up because I don't like people fighting. Then the security was, you know, getting the other guys out or whatever. So the customers grabbed me from behind, like, yo, man, what you doing? You the music man. You can't get hurt. There won't be no party. So that night when I went home, I was like, I'm not going back because I got too emotional because I don't like people fighting. So when I see people fighting, it bothers me because I'm like, why are you hurting each other? You know, but I thought about it, and then I went back, and then I tried to, you know, because what I started doing, this is no joke. I had my friend of mine gave me this jazz album. I can't remember the name of it because I like to get it. And it had the inspirational, it had Amazing Grace and instruments. And most of the nights when I started at the main event, I would play that Amazing Grace. And I started doing like my preacher did at Fourth Baptist Church, S.L. Scott at the time. And I'll go in there, and then I would like, you know, then I imitate Martin Luther King or Martin Luther King or Farrakhan, you know. And then I would drop the hottest record behind it, and and people be sitting down, and I drop that hottest song behind it, and everybody's on the dance floor, and it never let up. The floor stayed packed, and because of, to me, it was the inspiration. They heard the music, and the same thing when we used to close. I used to close and slow it down, or I'll come with an instrumental to get people, because you had to calm people down.
Absolutely.
You got to calm them down. And when you get to taking care of the people, they will take care of you. And this is, this is what I'm saying with this event, is something that you'll bring into the community probably for the first time. For the first time. I mean, people do events all the time, but not of this magnitude, and not by bringing, community leaders, city council people from other cities, and, celebrities, and, it's just a lot to intake, and that's a lot of work. That's why that's why I'm not in the club business now. Yeah. But look, but what I'm trying to get people to see, listen to your response, listen to the energy in your voice, listen to the way you are even expressing yourself. It is like, hey, I do this. Hey, it's just something I do. Yeah, until you got to do it, so people have to do and stage everything so that it come off the way you envision it. So like I keep saying, I was talking to another friend. He said, this Friday we got enough. I said, okay. Yeah.
I need some more volunteers too, man. So if anybody want to volunteer to come on out, what I'm saying, help staff and things like that, man.
So what? Well, let the people know what type of volunteer you need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some hands-on volunteers with the VIP section, some table service, bar service, things like that. Some assistants escorting some of the artists over from VIP to the backstage area and things like that. Just a couple hands on deck.
Right.
And if people willing to volunteer, I can get and give them a couple free tickets to give out to their friends and family to come out and, enjoy the show. So,
right.
Definitely, man. Let me know if anybody want to tap in.
Okay. Well, y'all heard him. Put it in the comments section on this recording, and we'll reach back out to you. If you're interested, leave a text message or your email. And we definitely can reach out to you. I don't know if if you're on Facebook, your information is there. Just say, I'm interested in volunteering. And it's a call to duty. It's a call to duty. And
I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, we can't always, we always want to be at a party, but this party is for the community. This party is for the back to school, event, to make sure our young people can have a happy, safe school year. Kick it off right, so yes, sir. So this, yes, sir. And
Friday.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I know I'm just a leader, a speaker, but I was tuning up just in case you want me to come back and sing a song or something. I ain't gonna run nobody out. I mean, I can carry a note.
You gonna be doing about 3-4 different interviews, so what I'm saying. Whenever you feel like cracking that note, you go ahead and stick it in that camera. You got my full
minute. Yeah, I used to sing, the Isley Brothers. I can sing a little Clarence Carter. I can sing a little Teddy Pendergrass. I mean, yeah. Tender love. Well, they gonna be there. Ain't no sense in me singing. Hey, they ain't gonna dog me out. Like, yo, who is that guy? Cap, what? Get that guy out of here. I've never better see him another place. Let me.
Listen, Cap, man, I gotta get ready.
Yeah.
Man, I definitely appreciate you. Listen, if you're still listening, let your friends know, let your people know, post it up, share it up, let them know you're gonna be in the building. Get your tickets, go to Eventbrite, look for the Force MDs live at venue 757 this Friday, August 8th. Doors open at 7 p.m. It's the Legends and Leaders Benefit Concert. It's your bro, William T. STARZZ. If you want to hit me up directly. William TSTARZZ on all social media, or just hit me up on my personal Facebook page, man. And Captain85, Mr. Bond, man, I appreciate you, man. I love you to life. Looking forward to having you in the building, man.
No doubt.
And,
No
you know
doubt.
what I'm saying? Definitely preparing for a great event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Like I said before, you know, like I've been listening to your music for a while, and then I, you know, with Serena Man, you know, and letting me know about this event, you know, I'm like, I've been playing that music anyway. I mean, you know, some of your songs, but I get a chance to, you know, because like I said, it's just listening to a song. You know, I listen to about 20 seconds of a song, and that's it. And then if I like it, I buy it. Like I keep telling people, it's the first 20 seconds that grab anybody's attention. You just got to know how to engage it, you know. And you got a body of great work, you know. And this is another testimony to what you're doing and what God has blessed you to be able to do.
Amen.
All right, bro. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you.
All right, no doubt.
Blessings.
You know, there you go. What it's all about, family, is working and to strive to do something to help our community, our young people, and to let them know that we are engaging to try to bring. I'm just seeing this, Crystal. If you're still there, you know, I think, you know, good afternoon. How you doing, Crystal? I know you said you already, when I first started talking about this event, you had already bought your ticket, you know, so I hope to, you know, personally get an opportunity to meet you on Friday. If you're still watching, it's important to me to, it's a lot of people that I've talked to said they was coming to the event. And like I said, it is always important because Crystal, you was a cheerleader from the beginning. You was a cheerleader, said, I got you. I downloaded your app, you know, and that's the thing is we can change the way our young people are. We can make them entrepreneurs. We can make them know that it's important for everybody to be engaged for the cause. And people like, you know, I was always heard when I'm doing something, there's all you're trying to do is make money. Well, yeah, it helps me from spending all of my own money, but it does help, you know, because you can go further with other people's money. With your money, you can make the transition. Whatever I do is not about me. It's about helping young people and showing them the right way to make money, the right way to do things, because that's what I've been doing most of my life. And, you know, people that I have known over the years and worked with, and people that have helped me, kids and stuff, or young people that got kids. And like I try to get people to understand is there's a lot of people out there that used to read my comic books and they changed their attitude. So it's not about me. Did I create something or write something that helped young people to be a part of something? Yes. But I got something that's going to be much bigger in weeks or the months to come. It's not only, you know, people say, well, you know, were you a superhero or something? No, I'm what God made me. I'm human. I just use the superhero as a metaphor so it gets young people to ask questions. You got to get their attention. And I've been doing that all my life. I've been doing that ever since elementary. My teachers be like, "Oh, you're going to be somebody great one day." Every time you speak to the class, they just stop what they're doing and pay attention to hear what you say. I've never seen nothing like it. But, you know, at 17, 18, you really don't look at being a speaker because I'm shy. And I'm still shy. You know, that's why I talk a lot sometimes, because to focus on the subject and not focus on me. I use me most of the time because all of the things I've been through is to show young people, if I went through it, you can go through it. I was in a special education class. I didn't stop going to school. I stayed there till at the age of 18. That's when you don't go no more. You can't go no more. You out. At 18, you're in a special education, you're done. They give you a certificate saying, hey, you finished the special education class. Yeah, you can go get a GED. But I went to work because I didn't want my mother, I want my mother to have things that she wanted that my father at the time could not afford. And I worked for $1 an hour. I worked 60, 80, 90, 100 hours. Man, like, how'd you work 100 hours? Hey, y'all said y'all needed somebody. Well, don't do that no more. When I go out on the truck, I come in at 6 o'clock in the morning at Tidewater Produce. Truck leave at 6:30. We get back at 7 o'clock at night. 12 and a half hours I was on the road working. You know what the man did? This is what he did. He said, oh, you worked all these hours? I said, yes, sir. He said, did you eat lunch? I said, no, I bought my lunch. I ate it in the truck. He said, okay, well, you was riding when you was eating. I'm not paying you for that. So I'm taking an hour off that. Where did you go? I said, we went to Fort Monroe, Fort Story, NOB, Oceana, and some of the Carol restaurants. Okay. So in other words, you rode for 4 hours. Yes, I did. I guess so. That was yeah, I did. Okay. Tell you what. So you was riding, so I'm not paying you for being in the truck riding. What? I mean, all I know is out of 12 or 16 hours working that day, I got $8. $8. Yeah, I was a little upset, but hey, $8 is better than no dollars. That's the way I looked at it. $8 is better than no dollars. But you know what? This is what happened. I learned to learn everything in that warehouse to do. There was nothing that I couldn't do that somebody else was already doing. I wound up learning how to drive a 8-shift truck, 8-speed truck, clutch. I didn't know how to drive a clutch truck, but I learned. I wound up driving a pickup truck. I learned how to drive and operate a gas forklift, a gas forklift. That's the only thing they had there. That was at that place. But through all of that, I learned how to stack, know how to tie, what they call a 9 tie or a 9 or 8 tie on a pallet. Nothing that I couldn't do in that warehouse. I became a rapper when they wrap fruits and vegetables fast. I went into the cool box, bring back 15 or 20 boxes of apples. Then I put them on the table. And then I turn around and go to the other side where 4 ladies were putting 6 apples in a tray for the commissary. While they was doing that, I wrapped them and then turn around and put them in the box and then stack the boxes on the floor and then go back and get another load or whatever they need. You can't outwork me. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. While you sleeping, I'm working. Why? Because I try to show other people if I can do it, you can do it. It's nothing about being a slave. It's about doing what's right for yourself, doing what's right for your family. If you got kids, you're responsible for them. Oh, but the system is put in place. So if you don't take care of your kids, you're going to the prison. That's where the prison system come in. That's why we have so many men in prison. Because if that lady go downstairs, she ain't getting no child support. They cut out child support under President Bill Clinton. And what he did is he turned it in where they used to giving social service, they turned it into a loan. They gave women a loan. You're not getting welfare. That's a loan. After Clinton was in office, before Clinton, it was welfare. After Clinton, it became a loan. So whenever that man didn't take care, he goes down to that courthouse, and I'm going to tell you what the judge will tell you. See that woman right there? That's my woman. That's the judge woman. Any woman that goes down to that court, the judge will tell you in a minute. But so you can say something smart back at him. That's my woman. And you hit her, that's my woman. And you ain't taking care of her. Well, when you leave here, you will. And he don't care if you working already got a job. He make you get another job because he's going to sit the child support. But a child didn't ask to be born. A child asked to be loved. Love. And that's why our children are not feeling love. They got one side, one parent loving them, and the other parent ain't seeing them. So that void, a woman can't feel that. She can't feel a void when a child misses their father. You can't feel it. That's why he gets in the street with other guys, and then they feel in the void. Well, I got your back. I got your back. I never been in the streets. I had a mother and father that loved me. I had brothers and sisters that cared about me. I was in church. There's a lot of things that we can do to deter this gun violence. But a gun ain't the answer. A gun ain't the answer. As they say, the old African village, it takes a village to raise a child. I wrote a poem. It takes a village to raise a child. But in today, the children are raising children. That's the problem that we face in Black America. Our young women get pregnant. They're trying to raise a child by themselves, or they've been put out of the house. They're trying to go to school or trying to work. The child now is being neglected. He gets into rambling through the house, finding a gun, shoot himself or shoot someone else. Nobody wants to take the blame. The blame is we got to stop the madness by first finding the solution. My research tells me the only solution is to stopping madness when it comes to young people, to show them love. If you show them love, then they will answer you. I don't care what I had to go through to take care of my kids. I don't care what I have to do to take care of my family. That's what I did. It's all about doing God's work. The children are our future, no doubt about it. So when people don't understand that, they get mad with me. Huh? You don't know what you're talking about. Well, I tell you what, I ain't never been to prison. And I had 7 kids. And by 3 different ladies. 2 ladies I married and 1 I didn't. Not that I wouldn't have married her, but things don't work out the way you want. So when you put in a position to learn, regardless of what steps you take, it's a learning experience. I choose to take care of my kids. I chose to take care of my kids. I left and went to New York, go to broadcasting school. I had a job offer right out of broadcasting school in Philadelphia. But I was in New York. You know, people like, yo, I can get you a DJ job at a club in Brooklyn. Man, you can make for 4 hours on Sunday doing oldies. They'll pay you $2,500. No, I'm here to learn. I'm not here to burn. I'm here to learn. Once I finish, when I'm learning something, like when I went to ODU, when I went to Tidewater Community College, I graduated. I just got to finish up 2 classes to get my degree. But I got over 200 and some credits. 200 and some credits. I went all year round. I didn't take a break. I took 12 credits during spring and another 12 or 15 doing regular classes. So it's about work. If you get the information, see, as scripture say, or the old gospel song, I got one thing you can't take away from me. You can kill this old body. You can do whatever you want. You can't take away the love of God, and you can't take away the knowledge once you get it. That's why they don't want you reading. That's why they're taking all Black history out of the school, because they don't want you to know who you are. They don't want this new generation to know who they are. Don't fall into the trap. Love is the only key. And I don't care how much you read that Bible, what language it's in, what color the book is, or whatever many verses is in there. God is only talking about love. He's only talking about love. And the enemy don't have that. That's what he wants. When you see somebody that's always talking about themselves, they want love. When ain't nobody giving them love, it's okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Because all the money in the world, you can't buy, money can't buy your love. Can't buy you love. It can buy you a moment of pleasure. It's not going to buy you love. Love comes from within. Love comes from the heart. If you look at somebody and you feel their pain, then you'll know what love is. When you walk past somebody and somebody sometimes touch you and you feel like they shocked me. Yeah, they did. Because that's a frequency. We are human. We are spiritual creatures. We could shock each other when you touch. My granddaughter, she's about 6 years old. And when I spoke to my son the other day, he said, my youngest granddaughter is named Leah. And he said, Leah came in the room. He said, Dad, I just spoke to Grandma. And she said she misses us, but she's in a better place. That was my first wife that passed away almost 2 months ago. My granddaughter is only about 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. She said, I was talking to Grandma, and she said she misses us, and she's in a better place. As they say, from a child's mouth. Sometimes we fail to realize who we are, who children we are. We belong to somebody much higher and more powerful than any force in the universe. Jesus came here and died so that we could have everlasting life. All you got to do is show love. If we learn to love one another, trust me, that's why they keep us divided. We stand. Divide us. Because if they keep us divided, they know they can conquer. We got elections coming up in Virginia Beach in November. It's called the 10-1 system. I advise everybody, if you stay in Virginia Beach, the 10-1 system is trying to change that after the state has already approved it, because you have a larger way to get the people that you want elected because of the district you're in. You don't have to. Virginia Beach is so large, you don't have the candidates that run for Virginia Beach City Council don't have that kind of money. Do not have that kind of money if they take away the 10-1 district they have now. But how do you hold people accountable in your community? If they ain't doing what you want them to do, then it's time to get rid of them. Let your voice be heard by your pen. I don't argue with nobody. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't have to argue with anybody. Only thing I have to do, and what my spirit says do, what I'm brought up to do, is pray for what I want. Water it by praying. You have faith for something, you want something, pray to God. It may not come when you want it, but I promise you this. God is always on time. See, he's not on our time clock. God have his own time for every individual. Every individual. He will answer your prayer. You just have to keep the faith. And when he comes, when he when he decided to open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings that no man can measure. That's how God works. We don't have to argue with people, but we do have to stand up and protect the freedom of our next generation, our young people. If you got somebody 17 or 18, that'll be 17, that's going to be, they can register now. If they be 18 by November, I think that's still in effect. By 18, they can register now at 17. And they'll be 18 by November, they can vote in the upcoming election. We have to stop sitting around pretending that we got all the answers. No man is an island unto himself. That's how God made it. He made it that we all have to depend on each other. Until we realize and recognize that, our future generation is going to be lost and be hurt. So I hope that, the things that I'm saying, and I really thank Crystal Joyner for chiming in and making her comments. I tell my story because I don't want people to go through what I went through. And you have to love self before you can give or receive. No doubt about it. No doubt. That's what my books are about, my comic books and coloring books, to show individual stories to young people so they can learn to read it. Then they can see it. Then they can color it. And then they can ask questions. But most of all, it gives them an opportunity to think. My books is about making young people and adults think. Think. No music, just reading your own thoughts, words translated in the subconscious of your mind. And my books have been successful in the past as I continue to move forward with the real adventures of Captain 85. I just want to show young people that if you love yourself, you can do anything in the world. My kids is a testimony. My son is a principal in Virginia Beach. My other son is in the military and going to college at the same time to get his degree. He's already smart. He's so smart, he stay away from me. I love my kids. I always joke. He's a comedian. If you listen to my broadcast every day, I play Alex Comic, and hopefully he'll be back once he gets some leave to showcase his gifts again, because it's about showing other young people. It's about showing people you care, showing young people they can do the same thing. This is why I had William T. STARZZ, the legend, and the leaders, Force MD's concert. That's going to be this Friday at venue 757. I hope that you share this information with people on your Facebook page. If you have to text them, tweet them. And don't forget, from now on, I'll send out one link. If you haven't downloaded the app to your Apple device, I will send out the link, because Facebook, they are really giving me a hard time to try to keep me from getting information out, because I ain't doing nothing wrong. It's just that I put out a lot of information on different topics and from other people, and they keep trying to figure out a way to shut me down, saying I'm illegally. All of a sudden, I'm illegally doing something wrong. And I've been on Facebook ever since Facebook been here, like I'm crazy. But I know when the enemy wants to shut you down, because they already got their marching orders to shut down too much information. But they're not the only social media on the internet. But I hope you tune in today from 3 to 6. It'll be from 3 to 6. And if you want to join the Captain 85 reunion party page, you can click in there and become a member of that page and I don't have to send you anything. And anytime you want to go to the Captain85 or click the link, when you see me type something, there's a blue link. The name lights up in blue. Click that link and join that page. And from then on, you will always be connected to WVDM Radio. For now, thank you so much for those that made comments. Crystal, I can't wait to see you on Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. For all those that I didn't get a chance to see a text or anything, thank you as well. Remember to love yourself, put God first. Everything else is going to fall in place. Doesn't matter what others think about you. It's all in what you think about yourself. Till next time, Captain 85.